Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to download the student data files you need for ITC 117. The first part of this exercise was the one you should have already done, in which you created file folders in which to store the publisher's files that you need for the class. So let's begin the process now. And by the way, let me go over here for a second and just show you. We're going to be going into the publisher's website very shortly, and these are the files we're going to be downloading. Just the first 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not going to download any access files, just these first 5, as I'll demonstrate to you. Okay, just to show you what we're actually trying to accomplish. Okay, so here we go. To actually begin the downloading process, we need to first of all make sure you have the right textbook, and it's shown right here in this illustration. And by the way, the ISBN number is given here. You need to write that down. Now, the ISBN number in your textbook may not be exactly the same as what's shown here. You may have the spiral bound paperback one or the bound one, and it might be a different number, but this is the right number for downloading the proper files that you need. Now, the files are located on the publisher's website, which is right here, cengagebrain.com. We need to first of all go there and to begin copying files. So you can go to your browser. I use Firefox. You can use any one you want, whether it's Chrome or whatever, but I like Firefox. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going to right click and paste in the address, and I'm going to press enter, and we'll go to the publisher's website. Now, the first thing it asks you for is the ISBN number, and I get that again by going back here, and I'll copy it. You can copy that with a paper and pencil. Right click, and I'll click copy, and go back to the publisher's website here and choose right click and paste. Now, I'm then going to press the green search button and search for my materials. Now, sometimes you have to wait. It takes a minute for it to work. There we go. Okay. Now, these are the tabs across the middle here, and we're looking for the free materials. So where it says free materials on the tab, click on that. Now, I'm going to save it to my home. Now, what save it to my home means, you know, when you created the file folders on your own computer as to where you want to store the files, that's where home is going to be. We're going to put them in those file folders you created earlier. So I click save to my home. And sometimes you have to wait a second. Nope, and I have to click again. There it goes. Now, if you already have an existing account with Cengage Publishing, you can go to the returning students and just type in your username and your password. Now, if you don't know if you had an account or not, if you don't, you know if you have one. If you don't, then let's go over to where it says new students. So I'm assuming that you don't have an account, and we're going to now create one. So under the create a new account button, and it wants an email address. Now listen, I'm going to use a made up email address. This is not real. I'm not creating a Hotmail account. I'm just entering just a dummy one just to get started, to show you what we need to do. And I'm going to start call this the email address will be hold on a second, Joan Smith, and I'm going to Joan Smith 1 2 3 4 5 ZX. Okay, at hotmail.com. So that's a phony address that nobody else has. Now click create a new account. Now it wants her first name, which is Joan, and you type in your own, wherever you have that, and then Smith. And then for a password, notice it gives me the rules for the password. At least one capital letter, at least one number, and between 6 and 7 characters. Now, never ever create a password as easy to break as I'm typing. This is just a quick demo, so don't ever use something simple like this. I'm just going to do A 1 2 3 4 5 6, and that meets the requirements. And over here, I'll confirm it. A 1 2 3 4 5 6. And a security question, if I lose my password, I'm going to tell it the name of my pet. So I chose pet. Security answer, the name of the pet is Spot. Okay, and now you have to click the button that says I agree to the terms. Click create my account. And it wants to know what your institution is. Click on the down arrow and choose United States. Click on and select an institution. It's a 4-year college. make it within 50 miles of Salem State. And the zip code I want you to use is 01970. That's Salem State zip code. Everybody needs to use that one, otherwise it might not find our school in the list. Okay, click the Find button and scroll down to the list to where you see Salem State University. And I see it, here it is here, Salem State University. And then scroll down to the bottom and choose Continue. And here it was. Now, it's saying there are free resources, and we want to open those free resources. So we'll click Open. Okay, now it shows you the ISBN number, and it shows you a picture of the book. Yep, it's the right one. So come over to where it says Data Files. This is where we're going to get them. Click on Data Files. Now, here are the files I showed you a minute ago. Now, we're going to download the first 5. Now, the first one I want to download is the Excel unit. It says modules 1 to 3. That's really chapters 1, 2, and 3. So to download it, let's double click where it says zip file. Click OK, and notice it downloaded it. Now it put the data files up here where it says data. 978 data. So click on that file folder and double click on it. Click, click, and it opens up. And it shows here are the Excel files. So click on that square there and right click and choose Copy. Now we need to navigate to where I have my files that are set up to put them into those folders. I don't know where you saved yours. Maybe you saved yours at the desktop, but mine I saved on E Drive. And it's under All Canvas for me, and then it's under Fall New, and my student data files. Here we are, and these are the Excel files. Okay, so highlight the folder where I want them to go, and I right click and I choose Paste. And you'll notice now that in the Excel file folder I have the Excel documents. Now watch, I'm going to double click that and open it up, and there you are. Excel, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. That's all there is to it. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to download the word processing files. So to do that, let's just go back to, close out of that, and go back to the Word. And it says modules 1, 2, and 3. And that's really word processing chapters 1, 2, and 3. Double click on the zip code there on the zip file, click OK, and when it goes into the download box, you have to wait a second. Here it comes. Now again, I'm going to open up the data files because I want to see what's in there. Double click, and here we are. There's modules 1, 2, and 3, or actually chapters 1, 2, and 3 for word processing. So I'm going to click and highlight each of those. Make sure you click the box. I'm going to right click and choose Copy. Then I'm going to go down to, again, to my E Drive, All Canvas courses. I've got them in the fall. I've got student data files here. And these are the word processing file folders. Whoops, wait a second now. Word processing file folders. Okay, and I'm going to word processing. So I click on word processing file folder, and I right click and I choose Paste. And it's copying those files, and there we go. If I look at my word processing file folder now, there's chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. And for example, like in chapter 1, one of the first things you have to do is do a flyer, and you have to put in a picture of a surfer. So this is where the pictures come from, just as simple as that, okay? There we go. All right, so now let's do the PowerPoint files. Let's go back to the publisher's website, and I want to copy PowerPoint chapter 1. That's its own download. Chapter 1 is its own download. Okay, so I'm going to click on, double click, and open up the PowerPoint folders. And this one here, it takes a while for it to download, so I'm going to press pause for a minute. Okay, I'm back now. It's just finishing up in the download button, as you can see. It's a long download, so be patient. It will get there eventually. 2 more seconds left, it says. Okay, now, here we are. PowerPoint Module 1. I'm going to click on it to highlight it. These are the files you need to do PowerPoint Unit Chapter 1. I'm going to right-click it and choose Copy. I'm going to go over to my E drive, All Canvas, right here, my student files, and I'm going to click on the PowerPoint. Notice there's nothing in PowerPoint right now, but when I right-click and I choose Paste, there it goes, it's downloading the files. So that's Chapter 1. Now I'm going to pause this again because it takes a while for this thing to load up. Well, let's see, it seems to be doing pretty well right now. But it likes to trick you. Just when you think it's moving pretty fast, it goes real slow. But we'll give it a second here. Alright, I finally gave up. I finally downloaded them all. But again, if I open this up, you can see there are the files that you'll be using when you do the PowerPoint unit. Okay, so now let's go back and go and download PowerPoint Chapter 2. Okay, so I'm going to highlight here. I'm going to click here. There we go. And I want to download. Let's see. Okay, it's uploading. I'm going to pause this. Okay, we're back again. I paused it while that was still downloading up there in the corner. Okay, it should be ready in just a second now. Okay, there it is. It's finally downloaded. And here we are, PowerPoint Module 2. I'll click on that, and I will right-click and choose Copy. This is PowerPoint Chapter 2. It says Module 2, but it's Chapter 2. I come down to where I have my file stored, right here, and it's my student data files. And this is PowerPoint. I click on PowerPoint, then I right-click and choose Paste, and it's copying the files. I may have to pause this. I'm going to pause this for a minute while it downloads them. Okay, it finished copying the files, and here they are right here. So I'm all set with Chapter 1 and 2. Let's go back now and do Chapter 3. I'll go back here, and I'll choose PowerPoint Module. Okay, here we are, Module 3. I've got 1 and 2. This is Chapter 3. So I'm going to double click on here and click OK. And again, while it's downloading, it takes so long for PowerPoint. I'm going to just pause the video for a minute and put it back on when it's almost done. Okay, we're back. There we go, and here's the third module. I'm going to click on it, right-click, and choose Copy. And I'm going to go again to my E drive, Fall, student data files, and Access. Oh, I'm sorry, PowerPoint. I'm going to right-click and choose Paste. And let's see, this seems to be loading pretty fast. I'll leave it alone. Whoops, it always does that. Tricks me. Let's see, here we go. Okay, there we go. And now there's the files I need for PowerPoint Chapter 3. So let me review real quick. The Excel unit, if I open up Excel unit, you'll see there's the materials I need for Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. Let's go to the word processing unit. There's everything I need for Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. PowerPoint, there's everything I need for Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3. So I'm all set. I've downloaded all those files. Remember I said leave access blank. We won't put anything in there for the moment. Okay, so that completes downloading the student files. However, while I'm here, let me show you one thing on something, how we're going to use these files. Now, your first assignment in word processing is to create a flyer for a surfing competition or surfing lessons. So you'll type up something like this. Of course, you'll follow the directions out of the book. It's just, they give complete directions. I just want to show you how to use these files you just downloaded. Okay, now one thing I want you to do is to insert the picture of a surfer. Now they tell you where to go to find it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to click on the insert button, you're going to come down to picture, and you're going to choose where you saved your student downloads. Now I'm going to go to all canvas, I'm going to put fall, I'm going to go to let's see, my student data files, and I'm going to go to word processing, and it's in chapter 1, so I know the file is in chapter 1. So I click chapter 1, and here it is, the surfing picture that I need. I click on that and click insert, and there you go. That's how you insert the picture from the data files. But the problem is, notice that the picture jumped the words way over here. Now, every time you insert a picture, absolutely, I don't care what the textbook says, always double click on the picture and come up to where it says wrap text and choose in front of text. It's very important you do that, because that allows you to move it. Now I can move it. I couldn't move it before, but it's also in front of the picture. So I'm going to resize it by going to any one of the corners, click and drag it down, and make it something like that. Whatever size they tell you is what you'll make it, okay? There we go. Now they'll also tell you to put like make it look like an oval. So click on the oval button up here, and that's how you do it. That's all there is to creating the document. You'll have to finish it up, of course. But that's how it works with inserting files from the publisher's website. So I wish you all good luck. And if you have any problems or questions, shoot me a Canvas email, and I'll be glad to help you right out. Thanks very much. Good luck with the course.